It was supposed to be an ordinary evening in Eastleigh. Crowded streets, the call to prayer echoing in the distance, vendors closing up shop as night rolled in. But by morning, 3 lives would be gone. A mother, her daughter, and her young niece. Their names, Waris Daud, Amina Abdirashid, and Nuseiba Dahir, will be etched into the city's collective memory, not just for the brutality of what happened to them, but for the questions their deaths left behind. This is Crime Dopers, and today we're telling the story of the Eastleigh triple murder, a chilling case that has shaken Kenya to its core. But as always, listener discretion is advised. To understand this story, you have to start with who these women were. Waris Daud was 38, a mother, a sister, a provider. She lived in Eastleigh, Nairobi, a neighborhood known for its mix of culture, commerce, and constant motion. Her daughter Amina Abdirashid Dahir was just 21, a college student at NIBS Technical College. She was studying hospitality, dreaming of opening her own business one day. And Nuseiba Dahir, Waris's niece, was only 12, bright, cheerful, full of energy, the kind of kid who made everyone laugh. On the evening of October 21st, 2024, Waris told her family she was heading out to a skincare appointment at the Business Bay Square Mall in Eastleigh. She promised to be back shortly, but she never came home. Let us dive into the timeline of events. When Waris didn't return that night, her daughter Amina and niece Nuseiba grew worried. They tried calling her, no response. Around 9 p.m., CCTV footage captured the two girls leaving home and getting into a small taxi, a Nissan Note registration KDQ718Y. It was the last time they were seen alive. The next morning, October 22nd, Nairobi woke up to horror. At 6:30 a.m., passerbys on Mwamba Road in Bahati discovered the lifeless body of a young woman. She had stab wounds, later identified as Amina. A few kilometers away near Bahati Primary School, another body was found. 12-year-old Nuseiba. Her clothes were blood-stained. Her body showed no stab wounds, but something was terribly wrong. And about 30 kilometers away along the Kyumbi-Machakos Road, far from Eastleigh, another body was discovered. It was Waris. Her face bruised, her neck injured, and her hands missing. Government pathologist Dr. Johansen Oduor performed the autopsies. His findings were devastating. Waris had been tortured, her neck vessels and trachea severely damaged. Her hands had been severed, possibly while she was still alive. Amina stabbed multiple times, one wound pierced right through her heart. And little Nuseiba was smothered. She couldn't breathe. Dr. Oduor confirmed signs of sexual assault. No one deserved to die like this. And no child should ever experience that kind of fear. Detectives from the DCI Homicide Unit launched an intense investigation. CCTV footage from Eastleigh helped them trace the Nissan Note seen picking up Amina and Nuseiba. The same vehicle was later found abandoned near Wakulima Market in Nairobi. Inside, investigators found traces of blood and documents leading to one name, Hashim Dagane Muhumed, 24 years old. Police records showed his driver's license had expired months earlier. He wasn't supposed to be behind the wheel at all. Witnesses later told investigators they had seen a man matching his description near the dumping sites. And then came the most haunting discovery yet. 2 human hands, found dumped in South Sea along 5-Star Road. Forensic analysis confirmed what the family feared. They belonged to Waris. A senior officer told the Star Kenya, the victims may have been kidnapped for ransom, but after they recognized their abductors, the killers decided to silence them. A nationwide manhunt began. Police released images of the Nissan Note, tracking its movements across the city. Leads emerged, suggesting that ransom calls had been made from disposable phone numbers. 1 million Kenyan shillings was allegedly demanded for each victim's release. but those calls stopped abruptly after the murders. Detectives pieced together phone data, bank records, and eyewitness statements. All trails pointed to Hashim Dagane. A warrant for his arrest was issued in late October 2024, but by then, he had vanished. Interpol was notified, border points alerted, still no arrests were made. News of the murder spread like wildfire. In Eastleigh, crowds gathered outside the victim's home. Women wept openly. Men stood silent, some in disbelief, others in anger. The three were buried at Langata Cemetery, side by side. A mother, a daughter, and a child. Community leaders called for action. One resident told NTV Kenya, "We don't feel safe anymore. If this can happen to them, it can happen to any of us." The murders exposed not just one crime, but a pattern of violence against women and girls that too often goes unanswered. Weeks passed. Investigations continued, but closure never came. Each day without justice felt like another wound. The DCI Homicide Unit remained on the case. Families continued to demand answers, and the Kenyan public, still haunted, wanted to know why 3 innocent lives were taken so brutally. This isn't just another crime story. It's a mirror to a society struggling to protect its most vulnerable. We tell these stories not just to sensationalize tragedy, but to remember Waris Daud, Amina Abdirashid, Nuseiba Dahir. They were loved, they mattered, and they deserve justice. If you have any information about this case, no matter how small, reach out to the DCI or Crime Stoppers Kenya, because silence helps no one. Now here are some confirmed updates and new developments. Formal charges and plea on January 21st, 2025 were made for Hashim Dagane alias Hashim Khalif, who was presented in court in a virtual hearing and pleaded not guilty to multiple murder charges. The charges included the murder of Waris Daud, Amina Abdirashid, Nuseiba Dahir Muhumed, and Deka Abdi Nur Gorane. The trial date was set. The court under Justice Kanyi Kimondo directed that the trial be held on February 11, 2025, with proceedings to be conducted virtually. The court also instructed the DPP to file an affidavit opposing bail, with the defense given time to respond. On 31st July 2025, in Republic Hashim criminal case E082 of 2024, the High Court denied Hashim's bail application. The court cited protection of victim family members, risk of interference with witnesses, and public interest as key reasons. The ruling also ordered the trial be expedited and that vulnerable witnesses testify first. Now, what is still unclear? As of now, not any record of a final verdict or completed trial is there in public sources. Though Hashim is charged and in remand, the case is still pending further court processes. The High Court's denial of bail suggests the state perceives a significant risk in releasing him, but it does not equate to a conviction. Some reports link Hashim to additional murders beyond the 3 or 4 already charged, but these remain under investigation. Some sources claim that Deka Abdi Nur Gorane was killed because she discovered his involvement in the prior murders. I'm Wanja, and this was Crime Dopers. Stay safe, stay aware, and remember, justice begins when we speak up.